What y'all doing?
Waiting on our leader.
A leader?
Group leader.
Fearless leader?
This
All right,
dude.
y'all. What's up? So,
This dude.
it's your boy. No, it's fine. It's your boy. It's your boy. That's how you're supposed to come in when you're introducing something. But nah, it is Ugly Truth, Pretty Lies podcast. It's episode 23. I like to say the numbers if y'all noticed.
I do.
And this is Black Men Hate Women.
No, this is not what that is.
The disconnect.
We're not starting there.
Black
This is not what we
men.
doing.
We're not starting from there.
I'm not here for that.
The disconnect between black men and black women.
The disconnect between black men and black women. That is today's topic. I am Kwaku.
Kwaku. We should do that every time.
Every time.
I'm not
Justin with an E.
With an E.
E stands for.
And I should have a different E every episode.
I like that.
Like Fred G. Sanford, I could be Justin with an E. The E stands for everything
Right.
today.
So it's Justin with an E. Cass.
That's where we at already.
She had jokes.
Man.
And Taisha.
You see how he introduced the men first?
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
It wasn't ladies first. It was
Because
men
when
first.
a man was supposed to be 2 feet ahead and 1 step to the left of his woman.
So we gonna get right into this
I see.
BS.
I see.
This we talking.
I'm
I mean,
just saying.
That's not a hot topic.
I mean, go ahead.
that's a hot topic.
Clearly.
You're right.
The men are
In
put
2017,
here to lead.
Men.
When a man doesn't lead, then he lousy and all kind of other
Following
stuff.
the
But
lead.
then you complain when a
I'm
man
glad
leads
you brought this
too.
up. Following the lead. We'll be
Man.
talking about that.
Let's write that down, please.
Is that a disconnect?
It's
Definitely
definitely a
is.
I didn't
disconnect.
disconnect y'all from
It's
I
not
got
that
it.
we don't know how to follow a leader. It be some weak men just trying to lead and don't know how to lead.
Before all that, how you guys doing today?
Oh, how you doing?
Because only
How you
quality
doing?
women are following. But I'm sorry, I jumped back into that. We was going somewhere else. My bad.
Murky water.
That was petty of me. I guess the
Yeah.
E stand for petty this week.
Oh, wait. I forgot my tagline. Ugly Truth, Pretty Lies, the podcast where if it's ugly,
We trying to find the ugly truth and then a pretty lie.
we're going to figure that out.
There we go.
We're going to get back to that, the
Kidding me
tagline.
right
Yes,
now.
explanation.
I need to see what's going on.
And
Fake.
What topics do we go? Like,
we're going to start with the hot topics first. So, you know what I'm saying? We'll talk about the hot topics. Whenever we do our podcast, we kind of want to start off with the hot topics of the week. There's no way really around talking
No way.
about certain things. So I think this week's hot topic, the main thing that's been going on Black Facebook, I'm too old for Twitter, be Meek Mill. That's the
Meek
big one.
Mills.
And I guess it's a simple topic to talk about on the outside, the thing about him going to jail. Do we care? But we don't care because we don't listen to Meek Mill, do we?
I listened to
I
him
listened
recently.
to some of his songs.
I'm not a huge fan, but
I
he's
can
not.
only name.
He's not as bad as I thought he was.
If you listen to Meek Mill, you know the intro word for word.
Man.
That's that.
Wait a minute.
If you start off and wait a minute,
Yeah.
you don't
I
listen to
don't
Meek
know.
Mill.
That's all I know.
If you don't know, you got to sit 1 minute and wait for the beat drop and turn up.
You
Like,
wait for
all I
wait a
know.
whole minute.
That's all I
exactly.
know. Other
don't
than that, I
listen
don't
to
know
Meek
none of his music.
Right. So we don't really care about the situation at hand, but
Right.
the implications of the situation, as far as I think what you brought up to me in the I think one of the messages when you called me was about the people really like free Meek Mill and having all this care for Meek Mill all of a sudden and feel as though the DA did something wrong. But we see a lot of times that black people do something wrong, and then black people want to support it.
I mean, I think not even that. Is that it's like I get the need for criminal justice reform. I
Right.
get to where it's like we screwed by the system. We don't trust the system.
Right.
I don't know if Meek Mill is a good spokesperson for that.
I mean,
It's
my
a
thing
lot of
is,
cats that's locked up that for BS that we can kind of champion. Not like this man had committed 5 crimes while he was on probation. In
what
the
was the
last
crimes
however
though?
many
They
years.
were dismissed.
But
No,
it's
no,
small
his crimes wasn't dismissed. The
But
thing is,
violating your probation is violating.
Exactly.
Violating the charge, the first charge.
most people, when you violate one time, you back in. You doing the rest of your time off top. No conversation. He done violated 5 times.
Yeah, 5 times.
Like it's, you know what I'm saying? You begging it. You asking to go to
So
jail.
let me ask you a question. Do you think that black people overlooked what you just said, like the actual laws and regulations, just because he's black and they looking for a reason to root for him? Because when Drake murdered his career with one tagline, yeah. They wasn't thinking about Meek Mill. But now all of a sudden Meek finna go to jail and it's free Meek.
I mean, I think the thing with Meek is that it's us against them. They getting another one of us, which I understand. But like when you really like, cause I didn't know anything. When I really did the research and looked into it, like, oh, bro, you was asking to go to jail.
Free Mystical.
Yeah, like
Mystical is a rapist. Mystical is a rapist. There ain't no other way to put it. No, don't free him. He's got a sickness.
To me, like the Meek Mill thing is kind of in line with OJ, where it's like, dude, you got away with murder and you out here running up in hotel rooms doing dumb stuff. Like bro, like you got your first charge. Sit down, dog. You got all kind of money. You got all kind of resources. Sit down, bro. You going out of town illegally. You out here, and again, like to me, it's like because I was talking to this guy on Facebook today. He was like, Meek Mill going to jail for doing a wheelie on a motorcycle.
No, it's not.
I'm like, no, it's more to it than that. But one, but two is like, you snitched on yourself. Why you putting this stuff on? Like, I promise, social media is the new snitching, bro. That need to be a topic because if you had to put that on social media, nobody would have known. You told on yourself. You violated your own probation, bro.
But isn't his profession choose? He has to do these things.
He got to keep it real,
bro.
Put it on
Put an album out. Put a mixtape out.
Right, put a tape out. He's
supposed to be in the lab.
A rapper. He's not like getting paid to pop willies and put it on social media. So I agree with Justin.
Yeah, that image was there super weak. What about that?
But that's what his fans should understand. If I pop this willie and put it on social media, I can't produce music for you all. So I need to chill. He need him and Keisha Kior so that he can be like Gucci Man and he can keep getting checks.
Keisha Kior.
Kayor.
Why not feel me going? I want to correct you. I say Maine. It's not man. It's Maine.
I said Gucci Mane. Didn't I say Gucci Mane? I said man or man.
It sounded like you said man, but the way you just said it, said Mane. Okay.
But now, I hear you there. I mean, I always, aside from the subject we got today, I always feel like a man does need a woman in order to keep straight.
Aside from today, though?
Yeah. But later on.
Today, but not today.
Not today.
Y'all going to the bus.
Today is not today.
We're going to get these views.
Oh, yeah. Y'all going to get this work. Y'all going to get this work.
No, but, yeah, you definitely need a woman sometimes to keep him in. I mean, they say Nicki Minaj showing up to his last court date last time he went through this. This ain't his first time going to jail. That helped him out, whatever the case. I think that he's not, like Justin said, he's not the person that we can use. But it's really the race card that I think we was kind of going to focus on. Why? Forget what he doing. He doing what he doing. He doing nigga shit. First nigga of the night, by the way. But
I can't get past the fact that you said men need women to act right. I'm sorry.
They do.
I can't get past that.
Why?
Because him and...
How you pointed to me, dude?
Because you're married, but at the same time, it's just like...
Oh, but before we go any farther, I just want to point out, it says Linda Jones is watching. That's my mom. So please proceed.
So now I got
hey, Ma, how you doing?
Hey, Ma, how you doing? Hey, Ma. Okay, fine. You raised a very intelligent, very nice, intelligent young man.
Bro, I'm about to get out here to get slayed out here for no reason. For Meek Mill, because Meek Mill went to jail, now I gotta die?
No, I was about to go clean in, but hey, Mama.
The thing about, I think, like you said, the race car thing, the fact that people want to support him doing something wrong, it's almost, when you was talking about it, it kind of made me think about the fact that we saw this thing with the shooting with the church last week.
Right.
And I think a lot of people had the same feeling that I had, and I'm going to be honest with myself, I try to be self-aware, where I heard it was a church shooting, social media, whatever the case.
Right.
I see it's a church shooting. First thought is, it's a black church.
Yeah, you want to know which church.
Then I figure out,
Then
I figure out it's not a black church. Then I go on with my day.
You said what?
Then I go on with my day.
Then you go on with your day.
Yeah.
I did too.
Everybody did.
I did, but you know
All
what?
y'all did.
Yeah, I did. I went on with my day. I was sad about the kids.
Like, no, you tripping.
Right. But you know what I got upset about? Here's why I think I said this to you. It was a white man that went in and committed this terrorist act. That was a terrorist act, or a hatred act. But our president got online and said, "Oh, he's very, very sick man." And he's mentally ill. Why is it that when somebody white do something like that, it's a mental illness, or they're a very, very sick man? But when somebody black does that, or someone Indian or Muslim does that, oh, it's a terrorist act, or, you know, I don't understand that. So that's what I was talking to you about as far as like the race card. That's part of playing the race card. It's not the black race card, it's the white race card. Every time somebody white do some shit, it's like,
a white race card?
I think that's
white it is a white race card.
White privilege.
White
privilege. You don't have a card.
Yeah.
The game is called white.
No.
Exactly. Like that's the thing.
No, they have a card, and it's a white privilege card.
Really?
Yes. So my thing is, every time somebody white do something, it's like, oh, they're mentally ill.
Well, I mean, I think because the thing is that because when somebody white does something, it doesn't fit the narrative. It doesn't fit the branding that we have. Like terrorists.
Why?
But that
Everybody that's shooting up the colleges, that's shooting up the schools, that's shooting up the movie theaters, that's shooting up the churches now, they always white. They're shooting up Vegas, they white. Everybody is white that's
the
doing
guy
these
from
shootings.
Orlando was a Muslim. The guy that did the military base, the guy and his wife, I think, those were Muslims. Like it's a mix. It's not necessarily just white dudes.
I understand it's not just white dudes, but you don't see no niggas out here, and that's what I have to call them. You don't see no niggas out here that's just like going in and doing some stuff like that.
Why are you calling them the
Niggas
N-word?
weird right there.
Like if they're not doing it, like it seems like you should be giving them. If they were doing it, I just giving them the N-word, but they not. Like so, why I gotta be? Because I haven't shot, so I gotta go kill some cats and not be a.
But are you a nigga?
That's nothing. Forget it.
I'm just asking.
Don't worry about it. Cool.
No, I want you to. Are you a nigga?
Not right at this moment, no.
Alright.
I have.
Let me know when you become a nigga.
It's a black card.
So I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, let me know. You just let me know.
Honestly, to me, like really with that shooting, even with the Vegas shooting, I was real. I'm sad that people are dead, but I was real nonchalant about it because I think we gotta stop sitting here and acting like we surprised by this stuff or oh my God, this is so messed up. I think because
I don't think black people surprised.
I mean, not black people. I'm talking about people. I'm not talking about black. I'm talking about people in general. Cause everybody went, oh my God, thoughts and prayers and all the other stuff. But this is the society we decided to live in. We decided we're not gonna do anything about gun control or anything like that. So this is the reality of what we live in. So we got to stop acting surprised when this stuff happens. This is what we chose. You know. So why we like, oh my God, another mass shooting, and then do nothing? At some point, it's no more, oh my God. It's kind of like, all right, well, you know, let me go get to work.
Because the person who is the chief in command is not saying, oh my God. That's why nothing is being done.
I mean, but then again, this stuff happened during Obama, this stuff happened during both Bushes, it's happened during Clinton, it's been happening forever. I mean, exactly. So, I mean, it's not a Trump thing. It's the laws, it's the people we put in charge, it's the laws that we have. Everybody's complicit in this.
They're not affected by it, that's why. You only care about stuff that you're affected by. If
you can randomly get shot by some maniac, that affects everybody.
Hell,
it just so happened it was a concert in Vegas that cats went to. It could have been a Meek Mill concert or a Nas concert or whatever. Like Ariana Grande.
I said they're not affected by it.
Who is they?
The people that's in charge to make those laws. They're not affected by it, so they don't care.
I mean, but the people that put them in office are affected. Their job is to be affected by what affects us.
But my thing with this is that if that would have been a Nas concert in Vegas, the feeling would be a lot different.
Yeah, it would. It would be a race car thing.
It would be the worst crime I ever heard in my life.
Nas fan ass? You gonna shoot at his concert and prevent me from seeing him? Wow. Really?
That's random.
Like, I'm just saying, that man found a fountain in you. So I'm watching Nas.
You can't be.
I'm watching Nas fan ass, and then you gonna interrupt that? Really? I'm gonna find that bitch. I'm gonna find him before the film is over. Really? I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna sniff him out. Sniff him out. Find them, shut that shit down so Nas can finish performing. Tyrese. Look, shoot him. Angle at Tyrese.
We're not going to his concert.
We're going to trade his ass in.
I think he can put out an album. I mean, honestly.
Who gonna sing it?
Is any publicity bad publicity?
Who gonna sing it? Is any publicity bad?
Right now, he a topic.
At this point, no. He is a hot topic. He's keeping himself relevant.
Everybody gonna go to the next Fast and Furious movie.
But
not everybody. I'm not.
But what he's doing turns me off actually what he's done previously with the whole sermons and everything, the book, you know,
That's a turn off.
it's right. He just talks too
It
much. So
overshadows
now,
his six pack.
Wow.
and the sexiness that he used to
That he
exude.
used to have,
Yeah.
that chocolateness that he used to have.
Yeah.
and it overshadows.
I feel like I've been down this road before.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those
Why-
things. It's
It's
like
supple.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, why does nothing? No problem.
Everything,
The whole
because everything
point
is about
is-
sex. I'm sorry, it is.
But I'm talking about this the women kicking this off.
But
though.
it's
We
not
said,
attractive.
like, can we get
Because
to
everything is about sex. I mean, he said he
Appeal.
is appeal. I'm sorry.
Everything
He's
is
a-
about
he's-
right there. Down.
He's an
I guess that's gonna come up
attractive.
later.
He's an
Right.
attractive man, and the whole bitch things that
It
he's
used,
doing.
he used
The
to
who?
be.
The whole bitch things
The
that
whole
he's the whole bitch things that he's doing is preventing me
One word?
to see whole bitch.
One word.
It's preventing me from seeing his sexiness. Because right now he look like a
Is
little
that what he
girl
was selling,
crying.
sex appeal?
He was selling sex appeal. He was singing
had
with that
something
nice
going
voice,
on.
his white teeth.
Respecting
he
the
started-
women and doing all of this, and then it's just
His
like,
whole last album was about how he cheated on no girl.
Well, I mean,
That's
doing
okay. We
dumb
all
shit.
got cheated on.
and
We
we're
suck
gonna
like
segue
Derek
from
White, though.
Tyrese into the topic because he's having a woman issue.
Yeah.
But as far as him, his antics, I would say it's similar to Meek Mill, where like he's right now catching all the L's that Meek Mill was catching, and there could be a point in time.
Pause,
Are we
pause.
old because we can call him Meek Mills?
I don't even know what his name
Are we
is.
saying Mills?
Should we
Everybody
say
said
Meek?
Mills. It's
Or
Meek
but-
Mills.
Old as
Is it
hell.
Meek or
Yeah.
Meek Mills or Meek? What is
The
it?
Nintendos is like that's
Yeah.
us now.
But listen
That's us
though,
now.
although both of them are like self-inflicted,
Mhm.
Tyrese, you didn't have to go to the internet to expose this side of you.
Social media
Well,
is
no,
the
he
new
did. I mean,
snitching.
the Meek Mills dudes did the same
Did the
thing.
same
But
thing.
what
He
I'm
snitched on
saying-
himself.
He go online and he started ranting and raving about this and that. He started talking. He went online and said Drake was not doing his own rhyme. You know what I'm saying? He's going online because that's what they do. They go online and expose the stuff
He was
because
hurt.
people do want to see it. It
But-
does keep your name out there, but if they deem it
But
as ill,
I feel like I don't want to call it more respectable, but it was in the rap arena. Now, the whole thing with Tyrese is just like, it's personal. You know what I'm saying? You just put in all of this out here. The whole beef with, what's the dude
The Rock.
name? The Rock. Then it's,
forgot about
you
that
know,
madness.
you mad at this man because he want to get a
I
check
don't
a
know. What's
different
the
way.
got Lee Daniels? He was mad at him
Yeah.
as well.
You know, it's
Yeah.
always, it's woe is me, everybody else. Now, I understand what he's going through with the whole custody battle. Cool.
We get it, and it hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts.
But
It
all
does.
of this other stuff, stop it.
Mhm.
It's too much.
It's
Y'all have a
like-
problem
You
with
remind me of Deion Cole.
Do y'all have a
Right,
problem?
right.
He was like,
Do y'all have a problem with sensitive men?
Too sensitive. Yeah, there's a time where a man can be just too goddamn sensitive. You cry more than me, it's a problem. It
So-
is.
Would y'all dated Trey after he came over your house and started doing all that in Boys in the
and
Hood?
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
It was Trey.
Would
That
that
was
turn y'all
different.
off?
He was in the
Would that have turned y'all off?
when he started
In
crying.
Boys in the Hood? Yeah, in Boys in the Hood. When
No,
Trey came over and started
that
crying.
was tragedy.
Right, he had just lost his best friend.
No, his friend hadn't died yet.
What was he
We
crying
didn't-
about?
No, he did. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Okay,
That was when
yeah.
they let me out, though. Then he went over
He
and
come
dropped
over my
Brady
house
out.
crying
Okay.
because his friend cried. I'm
That's
crying
totally
too.
different.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's
sensitive men
different.
is
That's
a problem.
support.
A man being
Well, apparently too
sensitive.
sensitive is a
That's
problem.
too sensitive. There's a line.
There's a
sensitive
thin line.
Too sensitive is where you can't tell a joke because he's like, man, you really feel that way about me? And it's like, damn, I'm joking. You
Like
know
when
what
you talk
I'm
about
saying?
somebody's nipples for no reason.
When you talk about their nipples or when you say something about their head size or something like whatever, that's how you feel about me. We was
It's a
just joking. Like, that's a joke. You know what I'm saying?
Can a
Take
man-
everything
Can a
literal.
man cry in front of you?
Absolutely. Men have cried.
I'm talking about not like the real hard tear. I'm talking about.
Cry.
I'm talking about.
Nah, you being a bitch.
I mean,
I don't know.
No.
like what if his boy
It's
died?
probably
If
circumstantial.
his
And
boy,
if his boy died,
if his-
instead of doing the man, he just really.
No,
I mean,
if-
because he
guess
don't
what?
know.
He's-
Emotionally.
Listen, he's hurting. If his boy died, somebody close to him died, I understand that. But if you just coming up me crying because you you going through a custody battle and you doing the whole ugly face cry because you going through a custody battle,
But then again, shouldn't his kid?
Custody battles are,
I feel like a custody
tough.
battle should be tougher than his boy dying.
You
That's
gonna
your
see
I
shit.
how-
don't know if I call it a custody battle, but I went through some child stuff early on.
did you do the ugly face cry?
I punched a couple pillows.
But
That'll
was
take
that
you
was
there.
that
It would take
because
you
you
there.
was still giving out money and you couldn't see the baby, or
It was
because you
brand new.
missed your
It was a brand
child?
new kid. It was like a month old.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I thought you supposed to just.
You
be
said a
all-
couple of months ago. You got a month
No, a
old
couple
kid?
months old. Got me stuttering like,
Bro, he's like,
I'm like, wait
breaking
a minute.
news. Kwaku has a
Breaking
2-month-old
news, right.
kid.
Kwaku got a
New
new
hot
baby.
topic.
New baby.
Who the baby mama?
I'm like, what's
Who
this
the
recording?
mama that just
Is she
baby?
white? That's always she
Hold on,
white.
fake news.
Whoa, what's it?
No,
Yeah, we-
Oh, what's it?
no, I do not have a child. No, I'm saying my child was only like 2 months old. My very first child.
But they was
I'm thinking
at the
stuff
same
supposed to just be
age.
perfect. I wasn't with the mother already because
Mhm.
living life,
Mm.
and
Living
and I thought it was just
I know
gonna
that,
work out
brother.
perfect,
I
like
hear you,
all the
brother.
other baby mama, baby daddy situations I see out here.
Mhm.
So when she's not acquiescing to my demands, I'm like,
Things went
what the
left.
hell? So now I'm all sick
Mhm.
and going crazy. So now I'm with my other person that I ended up marrying and had a child with. Let that be known. It wasn't just, I stopped hoeing.
No, nobody could be.
No, some days making noise though. The locks are going.
Pull my gun out.
But no, what happened? He cut me off. But no, what happened was that in that situation, she was there while I was going through the stuff. I'm talking to her about it. She might have been thinking to myself like, for lack of a better word, bitch ass nigga, muscle up. You know what I'm saying? She might have been thinking that.
Stop all that crying.
Yeah, stop all that
Stop
crying.
crying.
But she didn't say it.
I don't think she was thinking that. I think she probably was like, okay, I get it, I understand. But you know what? I think that women in general have a hard time. We say we want a man to open up, but when they do and they open up too much, we do have a hard time, like, letting him express that without thinking you being weak as opposed to just him opening up to you. Do you feel that way, Taisha?
I think it's all in how it's done.
Right.
And dealing with whatever the circumstance is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have dated someone who was overly sensitive and took everything that I said literal.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't going to work. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it depends on the circumstance. You know, if he's going through some stuff or whatever, sure, okay. But what Tyrese is doing is too much.
So what if you knew in the relationship and they going through that? Like, I've had someone that was going through a divorce and I've had to listen to that. And it was like, okay, I'm going to be your friend. I'm going to be supportive.
I'm sorry, you dated a guy who was going through a divorce?
Uh-huh. But they wanted to
Are you judging?
Yes, I am
Why?
judging.
So, wait a minute.
You
So
dated a married guy.
Okay. So you
I am
have to.
judging, yes.
He was going
But
through
I'm
a
just
divorce.
saying,
We
he's
switched
going
seats. I
through
don't-
a divorce.
I don't want to tempt her.
He was going through a divorce.
He
You
was
won't,
married.
but you
He's
won't.
married.
But the thing is, he was married, but he got divorced a couple of weeks later. But at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't want to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to hear that. If you're not ready to pursue somebody else, stay single.
Mm-hmm.
Or married in his case, until you single.
Or just take a break.
Right, take a break. You know,
So, what our topic? Let's dive in.
go.
A disconnect exists between men and women.
No, say
Black men
right.
and women. I purposely when
Please
I
say
did that,
black
when I
women
went-
for she-
Please say black woman.
I said
Please.
black men and black women.
You got to be specific around here, cause
It's always the light skin ones.
mhm.
Anyway,
a whole headache.
a whole headache.
Oh, no.
Nah, but no, it seems to be some disconnect between black men and black women when it comes to relationships, our standing in America, and how things should be, how our families should be, all these different things, and it seems to be going in a direction that probably is detrimental to black society. I feel like with us, we had this conversation, and you, well, I'll start with Justin. Justin don't believe in it. He don't believe in it.
Well, not that I don't believe in it. I don't like the way the genesis of the conversation. I didn't like how it started.
Right,
I mean-
because black men hate black women.
Yes, I hate that. That is, I don't see that.
You
Hate
felt
is
hate
a-
was strong.
Hate is a strong.
And
I
you-
think.
well, hold
I
on.
think.
I kind of want to get y'all stances though.
Okay.
Your stance would be what how would you
It's a
describe it?
thing.
It's definitely a thing.
It's definitely
That's
a
why you
thing.
brought it up, and you had already previously had some conversations about it.
Mm-hmm. It's a thing.
She sounds like black men ain't shit.
Yes.
And black women ain't shit.
Hey, guess what? Black men and black women have their flaws. But I do feel like it's a thing, like Ty said, And I do feel like it's a lot of men, I won't say they hate them, but they don't respect them and put them on a pedestal like other races do. I feel like out of all the races, we are at the bottom of the totem pole, not only with other races, but with our own damn race. We at the bottom of the totem pole. And we have to struggle and fight so much just to prove who we are and what our role is in society that it's, you know, it's like, damn, we got to fight our own men too?
Well, short answer, and then I'm going to get back to what Justin was saying.
So wait, hold on. Is there a disconnect for you?
I'm the host.
You
What's
your
He advocated his position.
No, what's your position?
Hey, you're not reclaiming your time. You're giving your time away.
All right. My position, I definitely feel like there's a. I'm not. If y'all notice in the chat, I'm not in agreement with Justin. I definitely believe there's a disconnect between black men and black women.
Slavery.
Why it exists,
Slavery.
and that's the reason why I thought this was an interesting conversation to have, because I have a lot of thoughts as to why it may exist and how to come out of it, which I'm pretty sure people will agree with, people won't agree with. So that's what the road we're going to go.
Let me clarify my point, because
what is your point? Let's start because
I say let me clarify my point, and then you interrupt me and ask me what my
well,
point is.
Because you have
Payback from last week. Go ahead.
That's fine.
Talk too much.
Man, let's bring up the other video. Who did their monologue on the last video? Why you talking about who talks too much?
Stay focused.
Anyway,
I had Jack.
my problem is that with the word hate, to say like black men hate black women. To me, that's an overstatement. There is a disconnect. There are problems between black men and black women, but there are problems between white men and white women, between Asian men and Asian women, it's called sexism, and it exists. I mean, I take exception to singling out black men like we have a problem and everybody else is cool. I think, and like honestly, if you like to say black men hates women is letting white, Asian, Mexicans off the hook. If you came to me and said men hate women, I could almost even kind of agree with that. I like I said, I still would kind of I would hesitate to say hate, but I can see, because like just as sexist as the world, I mean, because you got to think about it, it's like outside of the last 100 years, women were property to be traded for financial purposes and for political purposes.
You was property at one point too.
But we're talking about within our community.
You was property.
I know.
You would have went for a good buck.
No, but you missing my point. What I'm saying is like, for example, like
because everything is baffling.
But my thing is like, even like I said, exactly, even outside of slavery, white women were used like, okay, I'm gonna have my daughter marry your husband. I'm gonna arrange a marriage for my political gain.
That started in Africa.
No, that didn't. That started.
Okay, I mean, you don't think that. Okay, so you don't think the African tribe, Kwaku, can you tune in?
No. I didn't say African tribe didn't do it. What I said is it didn't start in Africa.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the thing it's been going on. Well, maybe
it did.
Well, I guess okay, because if everybody's from Africa, I guess it started in Africa. Then.
Everybody's not from Africa; they're from Europe or Africa. But go.
You just be argumentative.
Right.
So I mean, that's my thing. It's like I take exception with the whole black men hate black women, because if you look at what's happening like with domestic violence, with violence against women, like attitudes, pay disparities, you could say men hate women. I don't like, to me, like to call out black men on that is kind of like, why you beating us down when everybody doing it?
Because y'all the ones that matter.
This is our reality.
Right.
And
you are the ones that matter. We don't care about the white men, the Indian men, the Chinese men, the Mexican men. We care about our men.
On the white men.
Why not?
But I'm just saying, he is blaming on the white men.
Y'all letting the white man off the hook.
We're not letting him off the hook. But the thing is, you guys are our men. You're supposed to protect us.
But
so we care about you guys. We don't care how somebody else outside of us feel about us. That's what I'm saying.
No. He's talking about, because remember he said sexism.
Yeah,
Use the word sexism.
that. Yeah,
so that's just male and female, period.
Yeah,
whether you're black, white, brown, whatever.
We ain't talking about that.
But we're dealing with us in our community.
But then you start off with slavery.
I'm always going to start
off with slavery. When you talk about slavery, there is no slavery without a white man.
My great-great-granddaddy probably raped my great-great-grandma.
Right, so this has to be talking about others.
That's why I'm sitting here like
Back to Ray John. And you happy to be sitting there, right?
We doing this earlier. This is a podcast tradition.
I see
it's empty.
You will be in the field, I will be in the house.
It's empty.
No refill for her.
You be in the field, I be in the
But
house.
no,
I'm sorry. What the your grandfather, your great grandfather raped your great
You see how
grandmother?
bright I am? You see this tip of this nose? It's
Oh,
somebody
you're
ain't-
talking about the master. Okay, all right.
Right.
I thought you.
you thought
Catch
somebody got
up.
arrested.
I thought you-
Bruh, I thought y'all was in the slave quarter. Like, come here, Mabel.
No,
You know
bring
what
my
I'm
cup
saying?
back. Bring my cup
It's
back.
empty. I don't even want you.
Refill it.
No, please don't.
Can I
Jesus,
get it?
no.
Don't do
Jesus.
it like that. It's not Jack. Thank you. Here's that.
You remember,
Okay.
remember last time you said I was your only friend?
You are my
I'm
only
trying to be your
friend.
only friend
I
right
know.
now.
No.
Pace yourself.
Jesus.
I'm good.
Okay.
We got 2 hours ago.
Bruh.
No. But no, I think that there is some room initially in the conversation to say that men and women, do we agree that they're equal? In the sense of, I said that wrong. Fuck.
You did.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Look, I'm like,
Like, where you going with this?
I mean, equal in the sense of, is there a difference? There's yin and yang to this. When I say equal, not when I speak of not being equal, I just mean that there's a yin and yang where I lack, you are, where I am, you know what I'm saying? So we fit together in that
Complimentary.
piece. Right.
Complimentary.
Okay, we
Compliment, we'll go
compliment
with
each
that.
other.
So that means we're not the same exactly, and there's a certain treatment that a man has that a woman accepts, and there's a treatment that a woman has that a man has to accept. Will we agree that this culturally, period, no matter what culture you are,
I agree to that.
That men and women are equal?
No, that they're not equal.
they're not equal.
And they shouldn't be.
Oh,
equal.
they're complimentary.
Complimentary.
Yeah, definitely.
They're not
That's the
equal.
point. Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
So that's what but some women aren't happy with that, their share.
I mean,
But the
thing
problem is what we deal with in our own
So
community.
we starting with sexism first, because it's a male and woman thing.
But
This
we
is-
can agree that we got different genders. Go
Right.
ahead. I mean,
So,
we got different roles.
Now, with our situation with black people in United States or America and where we are in this day and age, do we have room for that?
Sexism?
Yeah.
I think
If
that
all other cultures have it,
I
but we
think,
can't have it in
I-
ours.
and that was kind of my point, is that I feel. I mean, because I think where there's a severe disconnect is because you have the cross between racism and sexism when it comes to black and white, to men and black men and black women.
Mhm.
Because if you think about it, it's like black men and black women are in a position that no other race has been in modern history,
Mhm.
to where the women are, for lack of a better term, socially better. They make more money. They're more upwardly mobile. They're more educated. They're better off in this society than the men are. There's never been a situation like that.
Mhm.
Most situations, like I said, most situations are a patriarchy where the man has control of resources and controls everything.
Mhm.
But in the black community, we don't. It's for the most part, for the average person, it's not like that.
Agreed, ladies?
Yes.
Mhm.
So
They tight.
yeah, see, you know what? Because the conversation not going the way they thought it was going to go. They ready to go in. They thought I was gonna come in women bash, and they realized like, wait, he kind of making sense. That
Right.
makes sense.
I'll wait for it.
I mean,
It's
so-
gonna happen.
The thing is that I think that the disconnect comes from the struggle with kind of reversed roles,
Mhm.
to where, because again, like the thing is, and why I say like why I think it's not necessarily a black thing, because like if you look at the 1920s, you look around the Great Depression times, like when it comes to people in poverty. Like once people lost all their money, they was leaving their wives, going somewhere else, and creating whole other families. The epidemic was so bad, that's how they ended up creating welfare for all these single mothers who men was just like, I'm gone and leave.
It's white.
In the
White.
20s?
I mean, yeah, but it's
Yeah.
whites. But my thing is this though, is like we're talking about poor people. Like take the race out of it. We're saying poor, disenfranchised people. They just left. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're seeing now with black people. So it's not a weakness in black people. It's a thing in people. You see what I'm saying? And that I'm trying to divorce. I'm trying to
you
divorce
feel
the
as
whole
though a black man is being held to an unfair
standard.
standard.
Well, no, I'm not gonna say unfair because again, like it's still wrong, but it's not anything that's unique to a black man.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not true. You ready?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead, Ty.
No, I was waiting for him because it's not connecting with
What do you
me.
mean?
For you to just bring it all in. with, you know.
I mean, no. I guess my point is, I mean, like we can. I don't want to. We can kind of go through more, but I think my point is that, like, for the whole, there's something about black men that where they hate their women. I think it's not necessarily like, I don't think it's a black man thing. I think it's
men look down on women.
Yeah, I think men look down on women.
I believe that, and especially in some cultures. However,
we're saying all.
I think most.
Well, I think some cultures treat their women like they're just like the bottom. You know, like the bottom.
Yeah.
There are some cultures that just really treat their women.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch on some of that later, but
like they are anything, like they're beneath.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
I don't think that's black men.
I didn't say that. I said some cultures.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't say that y'all treat us like we that.
You just said hate.
Yeah. Well, because what I'm saying is there are some things that take place that exudes hate. You know what I mean? Like the disrespect, and you know, we could just start with the disrespect. You know what I mean? So it's like, and not to say that other cultures and races, races, they don't do that. But I just feel like in our community, and we can only speak on our community, well, we should only speak on our community because I feel like that's where it's really prevalent.
It's a lot. It's a whole lot.
But the thing is, though, like you said, go ahead.
Are you kidding me right now?
Birds?
Yeah. You pull the Cassie.
Okay, you're right. We should just speak on our community because white people are not worried about.
Why?
Because we're disconnected between each other. Look at
just
look at the makeup. Just the makeup of the black family.
We're gonna wipe that off the board.
But let's just look at the whole black family as a whole. Let's just start there.
Yes.
Let's go back. You said the 1920s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they left.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Inaccurate. So everything for me stems back to slavery.
I'm sorry, but
go ahead.
How was what I said inaccurate?
If you give me more than 2 seconds.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So our families, our households have been broken up since the beginning of time. Since we first came over here, y'all, I don't know where I came from, but since first came over here.
Ancestry.com.
Give me some Ancestry.com. However, since the first came over here, they have been breaking up black homes and emasculating what the black man since the beginning of time, breaking the buck, beating him in front of his family, making him look weak to his wife, to his woman, to his mother, his sisters, his daughters, to the women in general. And I'm sorry, that's generational. Like, that mentality, you can't let go of it. You are a strong man. He's a strong man. But at the end of the day, when you see a white man, it's some tinge in you that feels like inferior to him. If it's something, I don't care what you say, Justin. You tone it down. He tones it down to make that man feel comfortable or that white woman feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So when you say they left in the 1920s, they didn't leave by choice.
You talking about white people? You talking about?
He's talking about black people.
No.
He's talking about people left their families.
I was mainly talking about white people in the 1920s. Yeah, I'm talking about. The thing is, because the Great Depression really didn't affect black people as much because we didn't have any wealth.
We didn't have nothing.
But my thing is, like, far as like white families that were kind of white nuclear families.
Well, stop talking about white families on the Black podcast because
it's not a black podcast. It's a podcast that has black people.
But we're trying to get to the bulk, like the point of what is the disconnect between black men and black women. And so I'm telling you, the disconnect is the fact that the black man has not caught up yet to what his role, to what his status, to where he should be in society yet. We in 2017 and y'all still trying to fight for a place in society.
Well, look here. You said something about breaking the buck and all these things, right?
Yeah.
What's the purpose of that?
They pretty much bend you over a tree.
Not how, but what's the purpose of it?
The purpose of it is to basically, you a strong black man.
Was he breaking me?
He was breaking you. So it's the.
But who was to see it?
Exactly.
His people.
And who's his people? The black woman, right?
The black woman.
So the effect
basically,
is for her.
the effect is for her, so that you won't think that this
So
man
why do you think
can.
the black woman doesn't have the effect?
I'm not saying I'm gonna get to that. I'm not saying that we aren't affected by what happened to y'all. We're not like exempt from that. We are affected as well, because I feel like when black women, like how he said, they're more educated and they get more pay. We are, but
That's breaking the buck.
no, that's not breaking the buck.
As you put, that's still breaking the
No,
buck.
that's not breaking the buck. Don't put words in my mouth.
No, I'm saying when we find that black women are more educated than black men,
You know why?
That's a process that happens.
That's the process, because we now feel like we can do it on our own without the black man. We don't see, like, there's a lot of households that are single mother households that is making $85,000 to $100,000 in her household, sometimes more in her household with 1 kid, 2 kids, and there's no man present. They're doing the artificial insemination, and they don't need a man. They feel like they don't need a man.
But I'm saying, you jump into the results more so.
The result is from breaking the buck, because now we feel like we went through the era where our black men couldn't get good paying jobs, couldn't bring money home, but they had 10 kids in the household, but they bringing home nothing. I don't think that's a lie. I'm trying to continue to love y'all and find a reason to do so. But at the end of the day, they went through a period where they couldn't bring money home for their families. They went through a period where, because they couldn't do that, now they gambling and they staying out all night.
That was the 70s and 80s.
Mm-hmm. Because there's a process. There is a process. You think now men ain't out here doing the same thing? It's just a different year. Mm-hmm. They doing the same thing. Year. They still out here struggling to bring the bacon home and do what they supposed to do. They are.
Not the men you date.
Excuse me? Oh.
Not the men you date.
What kind of men do I date?
I'm just saying, not the men you date either.
What kind of men do I date? What kind of men is that?
You dating these men that don't bring home the bacon?
I'm not dating nobody right now.
I'm just saying, not right now. I'm
in
saying
general.
No.
Y'all having a hard time finding those men?
So this is my thing.
Yes,
so why did y'all when he said that, why did y'all bucket that? Like,
because
I'm offended.
Why? How are you offended? Because you have standards.
I'm not.
You're offended because you have standards?
I'm not. You damn right I do. But I'm not offended by that. But at the same time, yes, it's hard to find a man with a certain standard. It is. It's hard to find a man that's willing to get up and have that work ethic that he's supposed to have.
Taisha, what's the standard you're looking for?
What? How do we jump to that?
That's all.
I don't want to lose it.
That's a question.
What's the standard that the black woman is looking for in a black man?
Well, first of all, it's a false illusion that everybody's looking for the Denzel.
Nobody's looking for Denzel.
Nobody's looking
except
for
my mama.
Nobody's looking for that.
She is. She looking.
We're just looking for honest, hard working, honest men.
You like on disappearing that?
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. We all shit.
Yeah.
I take me a rock type nigga. They get up, go to work. He care about his wife. He ain't the most romantic, but he put effort in. Yes, I'm showing my age.
The Rock, bro.
I'm
The
showing.
Rock.
Hey, but that man got up.
Come on, dog.
He went to work. He was
The Rock.
He was
your
a
answer.
driver. He was a
Stay
driver.
focused.
I want to debate. You give
Well,
me
hell, I want Beyonce then. Like,
No, not the
She's
Rock.
saying
I'm
the
talking about Rock.
characteristics.
Remember the Rock? Remember
Rock.
the TV
oh,
show
Charles
Rock?
Dutton.
Charles Dutton.
Oh.
When he Charles
I thought you said The Rock. I'm like, bro, come on over. Like, ain't nothing to talk about.
That's Rock.
No,
Not
Rock.
Oh, Rock.
I'll
Okay.
take the Rock sexy ass, but I'm talking
his
about Rock.
characteristics.
His characteristics. He was a family man. He
Okay.
went to work. He was hardworking. He knew what it was. He wasn't the most romantic. He wasn't the most educated. But guess what? He put effort in. He showed ambition. He was proactive in making his wife happy. And she was happy. And when he did something, she was shocked that he was romantic, but he put the effort in. That men don't put effort in no more. What?
I think I ain't with you. I'm with you. You ain't willing to be Eleanor?
Eleanor.
That was the wife name.
Yes, I'm willing to be Eleanor. Yes, why not? That's a happy household because you know that my man loves me and I love him.
Let me ask you a question because y'all, I'm kind of derailing a little bit because I'm fixating with the whole black men hate women. Would you say that black women hate black women? Would y'all say that about other races?
Black men hate black women.
What did I say?
Black women hate
Black
They do too, but
black men hate black
podcast.
women. Would y'all say that about other races? Like, would y'all say Mexican men hate Mexican women?
We can't
or
say
white
that.
women?
That's not, but at the same time,
I don't think
I don't
so
know what they
because-
experience.
Exactly.
I'm telling you what I experienced.
And this
I
is right.
experienced.
Okay, all right, okay, that makes more
having-
sense. Well, I don't.
How do we express the hate? How do we?
Yeah, I guess that's my thing.
how do
That
we-
was gonna be my next question.
Where is the hate?
What is hate?
You
Where is
tell
the
me.
hate?
How do we show y'all?
Go ahead, because I got
Well,
some. Go ahead.
First of all, black men
Mm-hmm.
disrespect us, bash us. Now, I'm not saying that other races do not do that. But at the same time, I feel like there is a lack where, well, they're lacking when it comes to, like, defending us. You know what I mean? Like, being there for us. But at the same time, we support them during all of their
They say
isms.
little nappy head kids.
Well,
Cook
there's
their
a
favorite
laundry.
meals that they mama's recipe. Wash their
Okay, let's do this then.
thing
Let's try this way to keep like some order to it then. If that's one point, you say that black men don't defend you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's tackle that.
Or they bash us. Look at the music.
But hold on, we get to the bash too.
Okay.
We definitely get to the bash, but black men don't defend
Support
you.
us.
Now she goes So she goes back to the slavery thing, right? So if we would take the long, I'm gonna try to make it short, but the whole road to not supporting would be slavery.
Can I cut you off right
Well,
there?
they couldn't support us. So you said that's a generational, like, tradition
I'm saying that.
or mentality?
I'm saying that when there was a time when slavery happened, first of all, for slavery to happen, that means that black men failed y'all off top.
Pause.
Because we lost the war.
Mm-hmm.
And we let y'all get captured.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't defend y'all from the outsiders coming in. So
Y'all
off top,
tried. Y'all tried.
we tried, but we lost. So maybe pat on the back. But then, as we saw in the movie, we let y'all get raped. We let all these different things happen. All these things happen while we had to stand there and just watch it, right?
Yeah.
We had to take care of that mixed child, even though that was master's child. We had to
Just
live that
let
life.
me.
And then on top
Just
of that,
let me.
as you said, you're crazy. But as you said, the woman saw this. So generationally, what she did is that woman who saw her husband,
Didn't defend her.
no, she saw her husband. Let's say she saw
Yeah,
her
her
husband get broken down, right? So she got a son that saw that, and she got a daughter that saw that as well. Her son, he saw that, he stood up, and then it happened to him too. The daughter that saw that, she saw her brother get killed later on in life. She then had kids. Instead of her letting her son, she didn't want her son to go down the road. She saw her father, she saw her brother. So what did she do? She told her son not to do it, told him, warned him, don't do it. He did it anyway.
A
Same thing happened to him.
mentality.
So what she started to do was raise her son to believe that he can't beat them.
Can't defend.
He can't
Cannot
do no.
defend
Don't
us.
even try.
Because you're
Your granddaddy died. This and that died.
Yes.
And then that starts being taught throughout generations. That becomes a culture that you can't do any better.
You have a point.
And so now we get to where we get to this day.
And
Men feel a certain way, and deep down, subconsciously, may feel a certain way that we can't beat that. We have to stay in this position because if we get out there.
Yep. I agree.
So playing devil's
100%
advocate.
I agree.
So playing devil's advocate, at what point do we stop or do we break this generational curse or stop blaming the white man for...
Right now on this podcast, we
Right.
don't. Hey y'all, hey, let's stop.
I just-
Man, let's stop bullshitting. Let's
But
get
what
it,
I'm
man.
saying is, I feel like it becomes a cop-out. Yes, I believe that the white men have instilled in us certain things, but at the end of the day, from generation to generation, like for instance, the current generation, you think they are affected by what happened in the 1900s?
Well, I think
Early
that we go
1900s.
down.
Let me kind of
Yes,
speak on that.
they
Let me speak
are.
on that. I mean, I don't think they're affected. I mean, I think they are,
Right.
but also the problem is that they're affected by the fact that, like, their father's father didn't have a man in the house, didn't learn how to be a man from him. And so he didn't learn, he had kids, and that kid didn't learn how to be a man. And so now, like, a lot of these kids,
Right,
they're kind of trying, like, exactly, like, they're trying to do a job they weren't trained for. And there's a lot of women who don't know how to submit to a man. You know what I'm saying? Because we're no man around.
Okay, so then why is there such disrespect when it comes to the woman?
I mean, but I think it's disrespect both ways. I mean, I
But
think women are disrespected more, but
what I'm saying is, so we were just gonna say that there are not black men in the household, right?
mm-hmm.
So the women are raising them.
Mm-hmm.
So why is there such a disrespect towards the woman when the woman is raising the family?
What do you mean such a disrespect?
Well, I'm just saying because, like these kids, we'll just say with these kids now, with the bitches, the hoes, objectifying us, the misogynists, like all of
You
that.
speaking about music?
Well,
Or just in
you can
general?
include that too,
Okay.
but you know, all of that. That encompasses everything. So why is there such disrespect if the black woman is really like the head of the household? She's doing this, she's doing that, but why is there such a disrespect, disdain towards her?
I honestly,
where does that come from?
The thing is, like, I think when like, as far as that disrespect, I think it's kind of projected outwards. It's not necessarily projected back towards my mother. It's kind of like, because even if you, a lot of these cats that are disrespectful, like, oh man, I love my mom. No, my mom ain't no bitch, but these bitches out here, these hoes out here, it's kind of projected outward towards, to other people,
but
maybe your peers.
Come from?
But I think it comes from a lot of self-hate, because we're taught such negative things. And we have negative opinions of ourselves, and the fact that we were never trained by a man, we never saw a man treat a woman right, so we don't have a frame of reference to say, oh, that's how you treat a woman. I had a friend of mine,
Environment.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, environment. I think it's just, it's kind of a generational thing too that come from our past. Because like I had a friend, and like I said, he had a female friend, and she was like, "Man, can you talk to my son?" Because like she found some suspect stuff, letters and stuff that her text message from her son, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't really feel comfortable. Me and him don't have a relationship like that." He's like, "You ain't got like this. She ain't have an uncle, a brother, a boyfriend,
something different.
They want
like
you
what?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Gay stuff.
Okay.
Gay stuff." And like, but the thing was, like, she didn't have a man in her life, no uncles, no brothers, no cousins, no man in her life that could talk to her son. Like, that's insane, you know. But again, it is like, and I feel like that's well, probably because of society and because we've been locked up and emasculated, but also ourselves, like we let our women down,
right? Because
we're not there for them.
Jesus.
And like,
a tear almost came down to hear you say that, like.
No, it's. I mean, that's the thing. Because no, but no. See, that's the thing. It's like y'all, because y'all don't like. I say stuff, and y'all kind of jump to the okay. Well, he's against that. Like, no, I'm not against. I'm not saying that there's not a disconnect.
Don't like the verbiage
I'm not saying that we have, like, as black men, we haven't let our women down. I'm saying is I don't like the idea of saying black men hate women, because what happens is in this society, once something is said enough, it becomes part of the ethos. Mm-hmm. Just like you talking about drunk Irish people. Like, that's a thing now.
Right.
It happened because Irish immigrants came over, they couldn't find jobs and they drank a lot, and so people would talk down on them and say Irishmen are drunk. Mm-hmm. Now it's a thing hundreds of years later. No. So if we say stuff like that, it becomes part of the mythos, and I don't want either one of y'all sons 10 years from now to be thinking that, like, oh, we don't love black women. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that to become part of us. Yes, we have issues, but we got to be careful in what we say and what we put out into the earth, man, because, like, we can't let that become a thing for us.
Because almost it's the going back to the Matrix. Nah. But no. If you work by people who like love that movie and all that kind of stuff, if you ask me, that movie is something that I saw. If you follow the Matrix, it's this path. If you followed it, it's the path to salvation. Mm-hmm. Right? And at the end of the day, it's like this love.
Can you pour me some more water, please?
Green water.
It's not, the cups are red.
Oh, Trinity.
Sorry, I mean.
But it's this thing, this love that is expressed between this man and a woman, mm-hmm. is the reason, that gives them the ability to get out of the situation. Mm-hmm. So we have to, So we have to have this love in order for it to work. So as long as we're keeping the theme going, like you say, and I follow that. If it's like Irish people, if it becomes black men hate black women, mm-hmm. if that really becomes what it is, and that's what we feel, and that's what our kids are told, and that's everything that becomes, then we never get out of the situation because we're not getting out without unity.
First, it's going to become true.
Yeah.
But that's what stems from, like, the whole environment thing for me. Like, when young black boys see their mom with multiple men, or even the crack epidemic, and they saw their mom doing crazy things, it's like, why do I want to defend somebody when I could walk down the street and see her giving head in the alley.
I think you
for
should say
some
something.
crack.
No, but that's
But
the
I'm
thing.
just saying, it's the
I like the
truth.
way she talked though. She be like,
She hunted though. She keep it 100. Like,
But it's the truth. Like, you know, why would I want to defend someone like this? You know, my friends teasing me, and you know, I saw my mom do this, and this is supposed to be the one person who loved me. This is my first love. This is my everything.
But I mean, I think, and that's the thing. I think it's kind of a duality to it, to where it's like we have a love-hate relationship with ourselves.
That's true.
And
So
like go ahead.
That's true. So it's just like, even with the welfare thing, you know, why am I defending women that I see that's lazy, that's in the household, that they just in the house collecting food stamps and just having baby after baby so they can get a bigger and bigger check? Because these are the women that are my role models that I see. So it's not everything, but the environment does play a role in why and how the black man defends the black woman. So when they get on these rap songs and they talk about these women and they say they bitches and thoughts or whatever the case may be, it's because that's what they see. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like the music, but I kind of understand it. And I understand it because I'm not on Stonebridge, but I understand it because it's like, I see my sister a stripper. You know what I'm saying? Or I see my auntie a crackhead. Or I see my mama and my grandmama on welfare.
I've heard more love songs about strippers than...
Because that's what they see. That's the environment that they're in. That's the world we live in now. And it's nothing against strippers, but I'm just saying, like, that's why it's like, why would I defend somebody like that? I don't see enough educated black women, although it's a lot of us. They don't see it.
Enough.
They don't see it in the urban neighborhoods, because once you become educated and once you get that good job, what do? You move out of that environment.
You got to. Though.
Exactly. So it's like they don't see that. So they talk about what they see.
Initially, when we first started talking about this stuff, I hate that truth right there, that ugly truth, that you make money and you leave the situation and then you're not here to fix
according
it.
To him,
you have to. Somebody has to be there to fix the situation.
Yeah, because you still.
So everybody moves away, then we just go lower and lower and lower, and next thing you know, Stonebridge is together.
And y'all get off the bridge, man.
That's true.
I mean, but I think the thing about that, and again, that's a whole other conversation, but the problem is that because we leave, but then we don't advocate for where we were, is the problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's like you can leave, but if you go back and pull somebody up, you do your job, and everybody else, if everybody pull one person up, we'll get out of there. But also, it's like you go leave, you go move to a white neighborhood, now to fit in with them, you a Republican now. Now you vote against what I'm going to go ahead and say, for the sake of not starting a political argument, your best interest. Okay. So now our neighborhoods are underserved because we don't have the people, like I said, we don't have the people with money advocating for us, coming back and doing for us, helping us. Again, because my thing is like, real talk is like, as many rappers and all these other cats that got money, like, come back and buy up all these abandoned houses. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Y'all open up wing stops and all this in other neighborhoods. Come open it up in your hood. Come back, buy these vacant houses. You can rent them out. You can make some money off of it. Like, we got.
Who gonna move in them?
We can. You can Section 8 them. But
that's all part of.
You can get Section 8. You gonna make money.
Hold on, y'all. Don't want to get too far away from our subject.
I mean, yeah, we are kind of, but you said what?
You're recycling the system, I'm saying, get Section 8, so you put more people that's on welfare, that's on government assistance in these places for their young sons and their young daughters to see, and you just making this whole generational tradition.
Let me say this before we.
Somebody else had a post.
Let me say this before.
I want to say something that I saw one of the viewers.
I want to say this before. I don't want to get too far off the subject, but yeah, I mean, but my thing is this though. It's like, yeah, because we're looking at the hood as it is now. But if we invest in it, if we put buildings and fill up them strip malls and get rid of them abandoned buildings and kind of fill them up, put people in them to where they're nice, to where the neighborhood is nice. Put like, okay, you put them on Section 8, put them on a rent-to-own plan or something like that. And that way, at least, I mean, but my thing is this, though, like, our people should be doing that so that the money will circulate instead of money will leave.
Some of our people do it.
Okay, set up a nonprofit that does them programs. I mean, it's stuff that we can do.
Right, they have.
But I'm talking about, but we should do more. We should do more. As long as the hood is bogus, we should do more. Like, I feel like all the NBA players should get together and open up their own bank.
You can't help anyone who doesn't want to be helped.
True.
If that's all that they know, I'm trying to finesse the system and I'm on Section 8 and, you know, link card and all of this stuff. you have to realize that they're just like accustomed to that lifestyle.
We can't
So
assume they don't want to do better though.
I
dealt with,
assuming.
but
I mean, no, my thing is, I feel like, this is the thing, I feel like we do for the people that want to do better, for the ones that don't, fuck them.
So let me say something that Kiki Moore said, and I thought it was interesting, and we can actually.
Kiki Moore has never said anything interesting in her entire.
I don't.
Shout out to Kiki, nothing but love.
Okay.
We
You
love
don't
you.
want no cigars.
Exactly. Trying to give us trying to get a black man lung cancer.
Let's bring it back. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Go
Go ahead.
Kiki
Right,
Moore
we
said
want-
the disrespect is done on both sides, which is interesting.
Mhm.
She says some black women tear down our men. Don't hold them up, just as they don't hold us up. The transitional roles have been broken down so badly that it creates lack of respect for each other, well, for the other. Men feel the woman wants to wear the pants. Women feel they shouldn't have to carry the load, and if they do, they want to also run the household. And I agree with that. I mean, it's been times where I've been in relationships where I've made more than the guy. I don't necessarily make him feel bad about it, but I know it in the back of my head. And if he get out of line, then I might say something.
But at the same time, though, it's one of those things where it's just like, we black women have been put in a situation where we have to do that, though. You know what I mean?
That is
Because
so
our
true.
black men leave, they are not in the household, so we have to hold it down. Because guess what? We do not have the same the same concept of, well, if it's not working out, we can just leave. We can't do that.
No,
Because
especially
if
when
we do
kids
that-
are involved.
Exactly.
No
We
doubt,
have
no
to.
doubt.
So, yeah, I agree with that to a certain degree. There are blurred lines with the whole gender roles and all of that type of thing. But at the end of the
And
day,
role reversals.
well, yeah. But at the end of the day, we've done it because we've had to.
A part of me wants to.
I think that's what men. I'm sorry, Kwaku, but I think that's what men don't realize,
Mm-hmm.
that we're not doing it because we want to.
Right.
We're doing it because we have to. We're going to college and getting educated because we want to get a good job. Because if we don't, then who's going to take care of our household? Because in a way, we have been let down, and we don't have the trust in our man to feel like, oh, he got our back.
Here's what the whole
You know what I'm saying?
Here's the whole chat response to that.
Okay. The hurt man response.
Let me go to my hotel notes.
Hotep.
Hold on.
Let me go.
Hotep. The hurt man response.
You're not doing that because you have to. You're doing that because you have the ability to do it. They have given you a passage
Who
into
was
the
they?
system. They.
The white man.
The white man.
has
So
given
guess
you
what?
more
Okay,
access
let's unpack
than
this
he's
though.
giving the black
Because
man.
we're less threatening.
Yes.
The black man is threatening, which means that if
Thank
we
you for
give
coming to the
y'all,
subject quickly.
yeah, because if we give the black man the same power that we have as the white man, now y'all on our level, and we don't have
If
that
you keep the
dominance
unbalance,
anymore.
keep the black woman above.
Exactly.
Like he said, no other
It
society
keeps
exists.
the black household broken.
But
That's what it does.
okay,
It's
so
still
how
slavery.
long?
We still in slavery. I just realized.
But
that.
how long are we
still
gonna
in slavery? and Don't even
You always
realize.
have revolutions on the
Do that, Evelyn.
We still
But
in
how long
slavery
do
and
we
don't
keep
even
blaming
realize.
that on a white man?
Forever.
But that's, you know what?
Forever.
And I
It's
think
always
But
time,
what I'm
time,
saying-
I
but
feel
hold
you on
on.
that.
He brought us here against our will. It's forever.
But hold
But
I
on.
ain't gonna
here
never
now.
forgive
Hold
them.
on, hold on.
At what
I
point-
ain't
Hold
gonna
on,
never
hold on.
forgive
Do something.
them.
It's not necessarily the white man. I have a belief that when we saying white, the guys that were here earlier, we're not talking about them. You know what I'm saying? They ain't holding me down.
The people in charge.
Right, the guy was taking out my trash.
Not white men. Not white men.
They not
the
even
man.
white.
Right.
The man.
White is a status.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That Chinese people can be in, Asian people.
Why Chinese people don't
It's a
get bothered?
status because they've
They
were
don't
allowed
get
like
bothered.
Italians weren't
They
at
don't
first.
They don't get bothered
Bothered by what?
by nothing.
For two
They
reasons.
got shops and restaurants and beauty salons in
Well,
the ghettos
because they
and ghetto
homeland.
hood.
Because
They
it's
don't
the
get
thing.
bothered.
Because they come here with money. And also, the thing is like when you immigrate to the U.S., you get 7 years tax free.
I understand that.
So the thing is though, so they build up they move to an area, they build up their businesses, and then they sustain themselves. They keep their money circulating in their
I've been to
neighborhood.
Chinatown. I get it. I don't understand any of the signs down there. But
why you ask me what they're doing there if you know what you're doing?
When I say
I
why
had
don't they
aim before.
right,
Bruh.
I'm saying, why don't they get bothered how Muslims get bothered, how Mexicans get bothered? Why he ain't trying to kick the Chinese people out? They immigrants too.
But
Because
they
they're
have a
productive
home.
immigrants though.
But
Like
they have a
you
home.
can't kick, like bro, you can't kick them out of what they already bought.
But they got a home.
The
They
people
got a
they're trying to
home.
kick out are the people that living off for other people's dime, for lack of a better term. Well, for like I said, they trying to do the Muslims because they want religious purity. They trying to get rid of blacks and Mexicans because they come over here and they poor and they're living off of us, as they
And
say.
they already have the knowledge, the how-to. They like kind of have a
I don't know why I'm
plan.
doing that.
They like,
Well,
you know,
yeah,
when I'm
yeah.
saying when they
All
come
of
over
it.
here, they have a plan. It's like we'll just take nail salons, not just the Chinese, the Asian community, whatever. It's kind of like, okay, this person is going to develop this business. We're going to help them develop the business.
They got every business, though.
But then it's like, okay, so then the next person, you know what I'm saying? They support each other in all of their endeavors. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's just like they keep supporting and helping each other.
Why
But
we
it's
can't support each
Because
other?
we don't have any assets to start. I mean, again, my thing is like if you come in with assets to start, it's easy. Because like my thing is this is like what they do. They come over there, they get their 7-year tax free, then they bring their brother over here, and he get his 7 years. They put the business in his name, so they ain't paid taxes in 20, 30 years.
Exactly.
And they get their money up. But the thing is, they come over with money, with resources and build themselves up. They also have a good landing place. Where like, okay, they go to Chinatown and they have a community where they're welcomed and where they're taken care of and where they're given the opportunity to build themselves up. With us, it's like, what we gonna like? We don't have a center.
yeah.
We
So you
stuck
feel like
in
we
the hood.
still playing catch up?
Yeah,
That's a
definitely.
fact.
And first, and keeping with this subject that we in tonight, we're not gonna fix black people if you can't fix black home.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta fix the structure within the home. So this little disconnect that I kept playing with today between us, this infight between man and woman, that's gotta stop first. We gotta understand that we gotta be a family unit. We gotta raise a family and then move forward. And then we can worry about my family connecting with your family and
I think
all the colorism and all the other issues we got.
So how do we repair the black family?
I mean, but I think the thing is this is that because we are in uncharted waters, like I said before, it's like it's never been a people in the history of this world to where the women have been better off than the men. So it's like, I mean, honestly, like I said, this may sound sexist, but I think most men are pretty much always in charge for a reason. Because I think men are logical and women are emotional.
I agree.
And I think when it comes to building and regulatory things like that, it's best left in a man's hands. I'm not saying a woman shouldn't have input, but I think that the problem is like because we're kind of being led by women, first off, we're kind of being led in the wrong direction.
Be careful.
But also, men are bucking the leadership of women.
Wait, hold on.
So we can't
the
get
black,
anywhere.
Wait, let me just get
Go
clear.
ahead. Go ahead.
The black woman is leading the black man in the wrong direction. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do we?
You thought I was gonna back off
Wait,
that and
I
like
just
try
want
to?
to be clear.
You thought I was gonna be like, no. What I
Wait.
said was, fuck it. We gonna get.
Maybe I thought you was gonna elaborate a little bit more.
I want to. Okay, well let me
Wait,
elaborate a
hold
little bit
on.
more.
Black women raise black men.
Okay, so how do
Right. So
Black-
how do we lead y'all
so
in the wrong
basically
direction?
the black woman has to repair the black man in order for us to repair the black family?
No, I think we gotta stop saying we gotta stop.
Well, how do we fix it? How do we fix? Go ahead.
Like I was in the middle of
Go ahead,
to
go ahead.
answer your question.
Go ahead, Justin.
You do that a lot. When you ask a question, I start. You ask me the question again. But cool.
Because you get.
I think the thing is like first thing we have to do is like we have to stop acting like it's a women man thing. We all in this together. We have to build ourselves up.
I can agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to support each other. We have to develop each other. Like we gotta start using black businesses, even when and again it's like and it's hard because
That's so funny coming
It's-
from you. But
No.
whoa, I'm sorry. Whoa, what the hell?
it's just
So
funny.
rich. Hold
It's
on.
funny coming from me. Why? Because I don't like going to the dollar store.
Nah, I ain't saying that.
Then what is
I
this?
forgot all about the dollar
What
store.
is this? It's funny coming from me.
It's just it.
Why do y'all think I'm like so like bro? Like y'all? Okay, go ahead.
I think it's the shirt.
Maybe that's it. I put my Christmas shirt too early. Is that what it is?
I said you look
I was
like
in the
Christmas
season.
Day.
I was in the season.
Like Christmas Day. You know what? I hear what you're saying, and I totally agree with that. If you meant that, and the reason I say that is because it's like you said we have to start uplifting each other, and to me, music plays a part, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when we listen to music, and our youth, when they listen to music, your kids, whatever, your kids' friends, they learn the dances, they learn the songs, the words, and they act on that. So when in the 60s, everything was about revolution. It wasn't even about women, it was about revolution. Then in the 70s, about macking a woman down. You moaning and groaning, but I'm going to get to a point.
I'm not interrupting you. I'm just letting you know that I disagree with your point, but go ahead.
You always do. It's okay. I'm used to that. But I'm just saying, like in the 70s, it's macking a woman down. It's romancing a woman. It's I want to get next to you. It's, I want to marry you. Men, and then but I'm just saying, and then in the 80s, it was just hip hop. And in the 90s, it was real hip hop rap, like hardcore rap. Now here we are in the 2000s, and it's let me see you twerk some. Let me see you bust it down. I can't even. I can't even say the lyrics. Like let me put it in your face type shit. No. But what I'm saying is, I feel like the transition of the music has also played a part in how much the man respects the woman.
I disagree.
So are we still blaming this on the white man?
No.
Girl, everything the white man fault.
I'm just saying.
No, I mean, but the thing is, I think the problem with blaming the white man is that it's easy to do because it lets us off the hook.
That's true.
I get that all this stuff comes from slavery, and yeah, we got a lot of problems that come from slavery, but man, we gotta get over that shit, bro. Because nobody gonna give us anything. Mm-hmm. We gotta get ourselves out of this hole. We can't sit around and wait for our reparations and all this other stuff. It's like we gotta do for us. What?
No, I'm not talking about you. Your point is valid. It's on point. I agree with everything. I was talking about something else.
Whatever, man. But anyway, going to your music point, I be feeling like you be taking shots, man. I'm still sensitive. Going back to your music point.
She's pointing your nipples behind you.
Bruh.
Stay focused. Going back to your point.
Going back to the music point, I think the thing is that music is more ratchet, raunchy, because not even times have changed, but because like the thing is like you have to do so much more to be provocative. You got to go so much further. Like my thing is this, like, because back in the day, like when we was kids, like if a dude had a Beretta with rims and tint, he like, oh, dude sell drugs or something. If he had an IROC or a Z28.
I feel like you just described my first boyfriend.
Bro, I saw a cat riding through Harvey in a Bentley, dog. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like now it's like when we was young, it's like if you heard somebody kill some cat, like, oh man, dude, a murderer. Now you got to kill half a gang to be a murderer because all this stuff has been done already. And now everything has to go so much further to where now everything seems worse. Also, we're exposed to more. Because I think one of the things that society has to get accustomed with, and this is about to go all the way off the subject, is mass media. Because now we have, like in our pocket, we have access to every single piece of knowledge in the entire world. Mm-hmm. And I think as a people, we don't understand how to parse all that information yet. Like you see newscasts where it's supposed to be professional newscasters, and they're reading tweets from some random asshole. And it's like, what the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, right, and like, this is like, again, like, I don't want to jump all the way off the subject, but I think right now it's like, there's an opportunity for us to really claim a space for ourselves, to really rebrand what we are as black people and really move forward. Mm-hmm. Because now it's like, there are other ways, like before, it's like, in order to be successful, we had to go through certain channels. But now with the internet, now with mass media and all that, there are ways around these channels. Because like I said, the thing is like, you could be an internet billionaire. You could come up with a business and make it just off the internet. You don't have to go for funding. You could blow up in a day and make $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So it's opportunity for us now, but we got to jump on it as a people. We got to support our own as a people.
Okay.
There we go. Here we go. Don't break the seal, because then you're going to go 10 times.
Miss Jones still listening? I'm sorry for y'all.
No, my mama probably gone. She sleep by now.
Bitches been bitches for a long time in the
songs.
Bitches been bitches
Take it
for
back
a
to
long
the first
time.
bitch in the song.
I think it's first bitch. arrived about Schoolie D.
Yep.
What year was that?
Like this would have been
89, 86,
I said
85.
the 80s. I gave the timeline.
He was only one. Rakim never cursed.
No, I gave
You
the
know?
timeline of when the whole downfall became.
I don't know if it was a
It's
downfall.
not a downfall. It's just
Because-
another form of entertainment.
Because it was always Dolomite. Before that, it was Dolomites and all that.
Exactly.
Bitches,
That was in the 70s.
you know what I'm saying? But you talking about in the music.
In the 60s, it was juke joints.
To stay with our conversation,
He was
I
saying,
want to say that
bitch, I can take you to the moon if you let me. But at the same time, I want to get next to you was playing in the background. You see how that
Right.
works?
when that woman was in the club who was dancing to "I Want to Get Next to You,"
But where did that come from?
when bitch want to have my money, better have my money come on, she dances too. So y'all, he ain't talking to me. That classic line.
Right.
Y'all been accepting that behavior the whole time.
Blow the whistle.
And as Tupac once said,
What's my favorite word?
y'all love that.
Exactly.
We do
Y'all
love it.
love
So I ain't gonna
You turn any party up with that song.
Mhm.
lie. Any part.
But y'all, like Tupac said, you make he said it shit. Make music for the bitches, and the niggas will come.
Yep.
That's how he termed it.
Yep.
Strike flat out. Women are the ones who support all that.
Not just women.
It's not just women.
Men do it.
Okay, well, go back to your
Can I go?
No, but even that, because
You may take
kind of with the entertainment.
like a
Go ahead,
troll
go.
over the tinkle.
I mean, exactly. Now you make peace.
Yeah,
Exactly. So that's a nice docile woman right there.
Really?
Now you got. We gonna count to 10. And your ass better be back. You better be back in that seat when the count is up. But no, but even going back, since we're on entertainment, kind of what we talked about, kind of offline about the whole Tyler Perry thing.
Yeah.
Because again, and it, like for the people that weren't in our private conversation, one thing was brought up was kind of like the disrespect that male entertainers when they imitate women, like Big Mama's House, like Medea, like what was the other one? Cause it was like Eddie Murphy or something like that. I don't know.
Eddie Murphy,
Eddie Murphy, and like
Martin.
Norbert, like Big Mama House. So the thing is like, is that just like just those images and and kind of the point was like how black men are making money, mocking and demonizing the image of a black woman and selling that to white audiences.
Or the struggles of the black woman.
And selling that to white audiences. I mean,
White audiences about it?
I mean,
Clearly.
I don't know
audiences
because
gonna
I
see
think it's a
Medea?
lot of us. Like, I mean, how many white people really going to see? Like, that's the thing. Like,
What? I've gone.
how many
to-
white people really going to see Medea Halloween Part 2?
Hold on.
Medea goes to the army.
I
Yeah.
went. Listen though, but I went against my will to see the first
Against
whatever
her will.
I did because I don't support a lot of the Tyler Perry foolishness. But what is his Halloween movie called? The first one. Whatever that.
Medea Halloween. Everybody get it.
Went to see that, and there were white men and women in the theater cracking up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
How does it make you feel?
well, first of all, I was disgusted with myself.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But it's the thing. He is appealing to a different audience, not just the black
So
women.
you felt like they were they laughing at black women? You felt like?
Well, in that we can't use that because it was supposed to be like a Halloween movie, so we cannot use that movie to.
Well,
Substantiate
okay.
that claim.
So what my response to that when we was having our private conversation was that black women are the ones who catapulted Tyler Perry to his place in the first place.
Ooh, let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know many men that aren't fully, how do I say this? In the church.
Mm-hmm.
Those men seem to be, and I got my own issue with
Anti?
some of them. No, they into that.
We got to talk about the church one
Wait
day.
a minute.
One
the
day
church,
we
One
going.
day.
One day we going.
We
Wait,
going
hold
all
on.
in.
We
the
going.
church men are into the whole Tyler Perry with the plays and okay.
I don't know about in the back of the day. I don't know how.
Because
it is
a
now.
lot of Tyler Perry movies and
It's
plays
rooted with
is rooted from church.
That's where it started.
Right.
That was
Church
his first
background.
fan.
Right.
So they should be.
Does the church have anything to do with this black man, black woman thing?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, because where did religion come from?
Absolutely.
Like, I mean,
The
is
white
that,
man.
exactly. Is that really our religion? But
No,
I'm
it's
not gonna get
not.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about this part about it.
I
We
understand.
did touch on that. Like, I'm very unprepared.
Because you know one
to defend
thing.
this. Because I feel like I got to be the one to defend religion. Because you're a heathen.
Religion, though, but let's just keep it real, though. What did Christianity do for the black folk?
Nothing.
Is it true?
Well, I mean,
Put us in our place.
Better
Make us obedient. Make us behave.
Right, they use religion
They
to
made
control
us
us.
to behave, to be obedient.
But I mean, I
We
think
have
this
to
the thing
be a
is like-
separate-
People are the only ones who allow a black woman to be the head of a church. No other culture does that.
I don't think so.
There's no black imam. There's no. I mean,
There's white women that are.
Well, definitely not Muslims.
Ain't no white.
Definitely not
I don't know what
Muslims.
Ain't no white
Catholic.
women Catholic. No white
well,
women
right,
priests or
right.
whatever.
Well, I
and
mean,
definitely no Muslim.
I think
And
the thing is
Christianity,
this.
though, is just not Baptist.
I think the thing is
It's
this,
white.
is what people have to
Methodist
understand is that, like, and this is, again, off subject, when
Yeah,
people
off
think
subject.
that black people got Christianity from white people, like, where do y'all think,
It's not solely true.
exactly, because
True.
where do y'all think these religions started? Where do y'all think Jerusalem is? In the Middle East, right over there by Egypt and all this stuff where a lot of black
This
people
is another
were.
podcast.
This proliferated way before white people ever came to
It's a different
Africa.
podcast.
Before we start talking about white people brought Christianity, but again, that's another
That's
podcast.
a totally different podcast.
Okay.
Anyway,
So let's get back on the topic of why do black men or
don't say the hate word, please.
What?
Please don't.
How
'Cause
long?
I thought we kind of killed that. All
Alright, so what's the disconnect between black men and black women? And I'll say this. It's a few things for me. Why do black men give black women these self-complexes about themselves as far as their nappy hair or their darker skin or their light skin or their curves on their body or the freckles on their